Now. Hey everybody, Mike Steele here with Barbecue Champs Academy live. Man, I don't know what had happened there. We got a hiccup where it didn't go live, but we are live in the house tonight with Mr. Marcio with Hog Addiction and coming off of a huge win this past weekend at Hogs for Cause down in New Orleans. This is back-to-back GCs for him, and we are super excited. We had him on the show, I think it was in early January, talking about the money he was trying to raise for Hogs for the Cause, and we will talk a little bit about that here in just a second. As you come in, please let us know. We're sorry we had a little hiccup on getting everything in, but it looks like we're up and live now, and that's all that counts. Caitlin Crane, thank you for being here. Happy Tuesday to you. Raz, brother, happy to have you with us as well. And let's see, Monty, thank you, sir, for being with us tonight. Thank you, and happy birthday. I know it was your birthday the other day, so happy birthday, Monty. Hope you're doing well. Has anybody seen Gordon? Gordon, we're calling Gordon Thompson. You know, he's usually the first one in. Caitlin done beat him to the punch tonight. So as you come in, let us know. We would certainly give a shout out to you and where you're from. That's always cool to see. Mr. John, appreciate you being here from stormy Madison, Wisconsin. Yes, we've got some storms supposed to be brewing in late tonight and all day tomorrow. The next 3 or 4 days, it's supposed to be raining here in Louisiana, and got some cool weather coming back in with this front that's pushing through, but we'll take it. I know one thing, I'm kind of tired of the rain, but probably in another month or two, if you ask me, I'd probably be praying for the rain. So we take what we can get and we deal with it. So at least it won't be humid. It's going to be some pretty nice, cool weather coming in. Let's see where Raz is. Scott Archie should be on a short. Yeah, that's for sure. I don't know where he's at. He's usually the first one on here. So, oh, there he is. Man, you're slacking. There he is. Yeah, Caitlin beat you to the punch tonight, Gordon. So, slacker. So, anyway, glad to have you with us from Cleveland, Mr. Danny Titus, my good friend down in the Lafayette, Louisiana area, just outside of Lafayette. I got a chance to cook with him over in Monroe, Louisiana, this past weekend with Mr. Benji Lewis and Adam. They two promoters that put on a really, really great competition, and we had a blast over there. Benji just rolled out the red carpet for all the cooks, fed us crawfish on Thursday night. Friday had probably some of the best catfish that I've ever ate in my life. And hush puppies and French fries. They were absolutely delicious. Saturday morning, wakes up and gets his Bojangle chicken biscuits, and it was just absolutely awesome event. I had another pretty good cook, especially with brisket. I had a first place brisket, ninth place rib, and 10th place chicken. I was a little disappointed in the chicken. Then I seen there was a three-way tie, 8th, 9th, and 10th all tied. It looks like I lost the tiebreaker in that, so it could have easily been in 8th place, but it is what it is. Chicken's been kind of hurting me a little bit here in the last 3 or 4 competitions, and we're going to just keep tweaking the recipes and playing with it and see if we can get this bird up to the top. So, but we had a great time, and I love getting out doing barbecue competitions, especially in Louisiana. We have probably about 10, 12 competitions a year in Louisiana, and it's great to be able to get new events. So, as you still come, okay, so he had an excuse. All right, that's fine. We're going to let you ride. Jeffrey from Goshen, Ohio, thank you for being here. Well, there's Miss Jana Mays. Hey, Jana, how are you doing? We've missed you, and I haven't seen you on here in quite a while, and we're glad to have you with us tonight. So, looks like we got about 20,000 folks on here tonight, so the ticker is rolling off the chart. So, Mr. Terry Roan, hey, Terry, how are you doing, buddy? I meant to call you before I took off to that competition. I hope you're doing well. Once again, our condolences for, the loss of your wife, and I hope you're doing good, buddy. So, anyway, glad to have you with us tonight, Terry. And I wish you certainly have been in our thoughts and our prayers. I had you on our prayer list at church, and I hope everything is going well for you. Let's see who else we got on here, Terry. Anybody else that comes popping on, let us know. We'll be glad to throw it up in here. Let's see. I had the privilege of cooking with Hog Addiction this weekend. Amazing time. Well, that's pretty cool. I'm going to have to get down there to that competition. It looks like it is a lot of fun. I know Marcio told me in January that, man, it is just nothing but one big party down there. And, of course, you're coming from the party capital of the world when you get down in New Orleans. So He was like, man, the music sometimes can get deafening. So it looks like everybody had a good time down there. Miss Brenda, hi there, Mike. Nice to see you. Likewise, Brenda, I hope you are doing well also. So anyway, what we got 22 folks on here, so gonna give everybody just a couple more minutes to come in. I don't want nobody missing the show tonight, and I hope everybody's week has been going good, and you're getting ready for the competitions coming up this week. Well, this weekend there's not a lot because of Easter. I know we're taking off. I have cooked for 3 straight weeks, and I'll tell you what, I am more out. I mean, we've been from South Louisiana over to East Texas, all the way to North East Louisiana over in Monroe. And I'm telling you, it gets tiring after a while. It's been pretty long days. So the state cookers that do that stuff week in and week out, man, I don't know how you guys do it. That's a young man's sport as far as I'm concerned. So, Alan, thank you for being with us. Kevin, we appreciate you coming in, doing well. I hope you are as well. Casey, I hope you're doing well over in Australia. Good morning to you. It's evening here. And Jana, I'm ready to cook some BCAs. Come on to Marksville, Louisiana. It's going to be, I think, April the 22nd down in Marksville at the Paragon RV park that's back behind the casino. It is absolutely a beautiful facility back there. It's one of our favorite competitions to go to. They have one in the spring, which is the April event. That's a BCA sanctioned event, and they also have an invitational they do in February. They have their main event in the springtime, April the 22nd this year, and then they'll have another one, I think it's the 3rd week in December or November as well. So we have a good time going down there. I've got a couple good trophies from down there, and it's a lot of fun. It's a beautiful RV park and some great food that is down there. So if you're wanting to come cook one, Jana, come put that one on your schedule. It is a great one. Robert, thank you for being with us. Danny Titus, let's see what he's got. Full hookups for it's a top-notch RV park. I mean, concrete pads, they probably have, I don't know, they've got to have, I would say 150 to 180 pull-in slips for RVs. All of them are concrete, plus they concrete slabs, plus they got cabins that line the RV park as well. So it is really an unbelievable facility down there. Mr. Aaron Leslie, hey buddy, how are you doing? Congratulations. I think I recall you got a RGC this weekend. You have been on fire yourself, brother, and we're glad to have you join us tonight. And he's over there in Midland, Texas. Toby is with us all the way from West Virginia. So we got quite a few folks from across the country and across the pond. So Lane's with us. Good cook this past weekend. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. We keep plugging away, and that's all we can do. So competition's tough now. A lot of incredible cooks out there in barbecue and steak. And in today's world, if you can get a walk or two and get a grand champion or reserve at the end of the awards, you've done pretty well, because there's some stiff competition out there. We really do see barbecue growing quite a bit over the last couple of years, and it is exciting to see this sport continue to grow. So we're going to do our part with Barbecue Champs Academy to continue to grow the sport. That was my whole vision behind it in the very beginning, was to keep this sport growing, and we're doing our best to keep it rolling. So and helping a lot of people along the way. So let's see. I just want one top 10. Keep going, girl. All you got to do is show up and cook. Eventually they'll come. Just keep tweaking the recipes, and they will get you there. That's for sure. Well, we got about 27 folks on here. Not going to waste too much more of everyone's time, so real quick, we always like to thank all of our partners: Prairie Fresh, Lone Star Barbecue Pro Shop, Texas Select Seasoning. They was on all of our product this weekend. Absolutely amazing product. Gunnar Wilhelm Knives, they got some incredible knives. Dustin Stanley down at the barbecue store, all queued up. Mr. John Lindsay, and Daigle's Barbecue sauces. Everybody wants to know what kind of sauce I'm using. Man, you can't beat Daigle sauces and glazes. They are absolutely delicious. So be sure to check them out if you're needing anything. All right, let's bring in the man of the hour. This guy has just been on absolute fire, especially when it comes to Hogs for the Cause. Mr. Marcio, brother, how are you doing, man?
Man, I'm doing great, Mike. Thanks for having me, brother.
Man, after going back to back at Hogs for Calls, I mean, we had you on in January, and you was talking about I'm going back to defend my title. And it seems like, man, we've had a couple people on here when we're getting them back going to competitions. I don't know. I'm gonna have people gonna start paying me money to come in because it's happened a couple years now with Sterling. We've had Sterling Smith on here right before the Royals, and man, he has been absolutely killing it. This year he got reserve grand champion, and we were talking to him after the show, and he after the American Royal, and he was like, "You've got me booked next year before the Royal again, right?" And I was like, "You know it, brother." So, but man, you've been doing great. Congratulations on a huge weekend. How do you feel about that?
Hey, look, I think I can speak for my team. We're just all, it's we're all kind of living the moment right now. It's been an incredible weekend. But look, before we get into it, I know Terry Rome is on the show, and Mr. Terry, I want you to know that we're thinking of you, brother. We love you, and we're praying for you. I know you're going through a tough time, and we're here for you. Just know that we're here for you. I just want to point that out. I know you're listening. We love you, man.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
and look, yeah, man, I can say this, Mike. Uh, one of the biggest blessings I have is to be able to lead an incredible team. Hogs for the cause. If you've never been down, Mike, It's it requires an incredible team, and I don't know if you saw my Facebook, a ton of folks over there.
Yeah,
It's so much work. We have a ton of categories that they feed off each other that you got to enter, and you got to make it count. Every one of them.
right.
This weekend was nothing but a show of a lot of preparation and extreme hard work from our team that came in there. It didn't do nothing but what they were supposed to do.
Right.
Someone came out to me and said, "Man, I walk around your tent and it seems like somebody is always talking about someone else how great they're doing." And to hear that, I thought, "Man, what a team do I have?"
Right.
So, Hogs for the Cause is an event that has been always one of my favorite. It was hard to get in when I first wanted to get in, and then we get your spot. Of course, if you let it go, it's hard to get back in it.
Right.
And so our team worked this weekend like they were supposed to. We came in there to win, to meet our goal. And I'm going to tell you, I was back at your show back in January, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
and it all started there. Sharing, and we wanted to raise $50,000. It was an ambitious goal. We did it. We raised $52,000.
Wow. So your
Yeah,
team alone raised $52,000.
that's right.
What did you raise the year before?
About 20.
Man, over double. And a tough
Yeah.
economic time was for some people. Man, that is absolutely awesome. So let's talk a little bit about why you're raising this money, what it's for. Hogs for the Cause raises money this year. They raised $3.6 million to help children fight pediatric brain cancer, and you just I've always thought barbecue always is the barbecue family that we have and steak. They're always doing stuff for others, right? And man, tell us a little bit about this and how that makes you feel being part of something like that.
I'll say it this way. It's one of the times where hog addiction, where our team, they give out so much. We cook other contests and we do have a great time, and it's just not anything against the other contests, but Hogs for the Cause, it's an event that we'll get to come in, do what we love to do, but with a lot of purpose. I
Right.
know winning is great, but I'm telling you, when you change lives,
Oh
and
yeah.
when you know the results are changing lives, if you look back behind me, there's a poster here from Hendrix Longfellow. Hendrix is a 6-year-old uh, boy that is fighting brain cancer right now. His family is behind him. His mother's a police officer, so is his dad, and she goes to our church, and he is the honorary team captain for Hog Addiction. This kid right here, when we had a call with him, we didn't know if he was able to come because on Friday he was doing chemo in Birmingham.
Right.
We talked to him, and his mother said, when we asked him to be our honorary team captain, he said he couldn't wait to tell grown men what to do.
Wow. How old is he?
He's 6 years old.
That is so awesome. That is so awesome that you would do that. I love it, man. Yeah, that is great to be able to help, to put them in the limelight, right? That I'm going to get to tell grown men what to do.
He
That is
he absolutely loved, and so the community is incredible. You know, Mike, this is no surprise to you about the barbecue community. As soon as I told everybody what was happening, it started on a Monday call with Renee and Becker from Hogs for the Cause. Within an hour and 30 minutes, they had a grant approved for Hendrix, and it was that fast. There was
wow.
no need to wait. His family was getting a check, some sort of relief with all the expenses. As you know they're both in law enforcement. They're not the highest paid, and so this was a huge blessing to them. And then fast and forward, when we get to the contest, I tell the MBN reps out there what we're doing. They knew that Hendrick's favorite food was ribs. They invite him to be a VIP
Oh,
celebrity judge at the ribs contest.
right. That is awesome.
And
That
so he got to judge ribs, at the contest.
right. That is so awesome that they did something like that. Well, Terry Roan says, I want to get down there one year to watch you guys. Most likely will be an awesome experience. I'm with you,
There,
Terry.
you're invited.
Yeah,
You are invited. Let's make this official. Come
that's
hang out
it.
with us.
There you go. Proud of you and the work that you and your team does. That is absolutely awesome. Terry, I'm with you, brother. If I don't have nothing going on next year for a competition, I'm definitely going to get them. Me and Terry will come down there together and we'll sit there and judge and eat some food for you guys.
There you go.
I know Terry likes to eat, and I do too. So he's my eating buddy when we go to the American Royal. The last couple of years, Suzette and I have just absolutely loved his company. And man, we've been going to Bob Evans the last couple of times for breakfast and a little lunch and stuff, and it's been great. So yeah, we may have to put that on the schedule. I am planning on coming to Memphis in May, and I'm sure you're going to be at Memphis in
I'll
May
be
this
there.
year.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, so it's going to be good, and it was we're going to be there filming. Robbie Royal's going to be there. I know Mark Lambert's going to be there. Robbie's going to be cooking hog this year, so
Nice.
we're going to be there to doing some filming and behind the scenes stuff, and we can't wait to get over there. I don't think Suzette's going to be able to make it, but I'm planning on maybe getting there on Thursday and hanging out Thursday, Friday, and I'll try to stay around Saturday for awards and then get out of there after that. So yeah, Terry says now you're talking. That's it. So
Hey, you're in
anyway,
New Orleans, by God. You know you're going to have some good food.
oh yeah, there's some good food down there. Man, we found a place. Suzette and I went down there in February, and man, we found this little old restaurant, and it was absolutely amazing. And I've got the name of it. It was something Food and Spirits, and it was unbelievable seafood. So yeah, definitely there. Let's see, 2025. Mike and I will be there to cook. 2025. Yeah,
Well, you
2020.
skipping
He's
2024. What
yeah,
happened?
yeah. So I think what he's saying is 2024 we're gonna go because he says Mike and I will be there to cook. So I don't
Oh,
know. I don't
I
know if
didn't
he's.
say he wasn't invited to cook.
Anyway, so tell us a little bit about what all the prep. Tell us, the move in, everything with your team, how many people you have on your team, all the different things that you cooked. Tell us leading up to all this because it sounds like I remember in January you was telling me it's like the biggest party you've ever seen in your life. Like it's so loud that you just literally can't even think. You got to get away from it. So tell us how the move in went. I know it's in New Orleans. All the different things that you cooked and stuff like that, and then how it led up to obviously grand champion. So tell us a little bit about that for those people that don't know.
So we started with, one of our biggest partners, it's University of New Orleans, UNO, Executive Chef Scott. He is a great asset, has been since we've been in Hogs for the Cause. And what UNO does for us is carry on 100% of our logistics.
Okay.
which entails of a whole menu that we sell on Friday. Of course, we come in and load in trailers on Wednesday. We'll go back home because we're kind of an hour away from it.
Right.
And when we arrive, boots on the ground on Thursday, it's all setting up our site, getting it set up, and start prepping for sales. Because Friday night, we always have the bacon and wings night. So you
Okay.
sell wings and bacon, anything
Okay.
with bacon in it, kind of. So
Okay.
we did a pork lollipop, which is a tenderloin wrapped with bacon, Asian style. And for the wings, we did a peanut butter and jelly, which is our buddy Chet Whittington from Maggie Farms, Lottie's pepper jelly.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's our we use his recipe, and it was to die for. Um, and so then comes Friday. Friday night is kind of we do a few dishes on Friday. We do a mayo, which is it's a side dish, what they call it. It's a blue plate mayo, anything with mayo in it. And then also on the Friday we did wings. Now
Right.
come Saturday is your full competition, your main categories,
Okay.
and you got bacon, uh, you've got pork puree, which is anything that involves pork. Four main categories on this contest that are eligible to a grand is your whole hog, shoulder, ribs, and pork puree. Pork
Okay.
puree, anything with pork. Man, we battle around what we're gonna do for pork this year, and we took pork belly burn-ins and stuck on the end of a stick and call it
Woo.
pork lollipop and just turn it in. We got first place.
Wow. Everybody loves
Yeah,
pork belly. I mean, when it's done right, you can't hardly beat it.
yeah, and
So,
so
to win a grand champion, do you have to turn in all four, or is the grand champion just based on the hog?
no, now you got a place. So it's four categories to count.
Okay.
If you place on all four, your lowest will be dropped, and then the other three. So this weekend, except sauce, our team placed on top 10 on every category that we turn in.
So, what did you all turn in? I know you said
So,
wings.
so wings, and then we did for the mayo, we did a cake. Was top
Okay.
10, yeah,
Okay.
and then what else? So it was mayo, the bacon. Chef Scott did a dish with bacon. You don't get me to lying because I don't remember what he did. He
Right.
worked on it forever. I don't remember what Chef Scott did.
Okay.
Now, as a co-captain this year, because you're looking at my captain back there.
Right. Right.
Um, as a co-captain, I delegate and I walk away because my team will tell you I stay on them pretty hard. Everything that we did at Hogs for the Cause was we prep it way before we practice these dishes, and we
Right.
just a lot of prepping way beforehand. We don't get over there and trying to figure things out
You've already
the
done
day
done it.
before. Yeah,
Right. Okay.
these dishes been cooked, been tasted, and we liked it, and let's go. It's the same thing with fundraising. Um, Peter is right. We were
Yeah.
so in a hurry, we didn't get no
Yeah.
pictures.
Wow. I kept looking for pictures and I didn't see nothing. I was like, oh well, I guess we ain't got any.
Peter
So
was there. Let me tell you about Peter, and Peter is a steak. As you know,
oh
he's a
yeah.
he's a
World
world
champ.
food steak champion, and I looked out there, and Peter is standing in the middle of the entrance, just luring people in and telling them to come in and eat our food for hours. Jenna Mays and Jeff, both of them came, and they were extremely helpful. And I can go on about naming people. Our
Right.
whole entire team work as they were just a conveyor belt, man. They were just I, I am sometimes I have to pinch myself, not about winning, but saying, is this really my team?
Right.
Because these guys are incredible.
Right. Yeah.
They are incredible.
Yeah.
And if you go to Hogs for the Cause once, Mike, you're gonna know you can't do it alone. You need a
Oh, you
very,
got to
very
have help.
dynamic team.
Yeah, you have to.
So,
And a good team that works together is, you have to have that. Like you said, you go in, you tell them what needs to be done, you get out of their way.
yep.
And when you've got a team like that, man, that you got the utmost trust in them, and they know this is for a good cause. This is for bragging rights for Hogs for the Cause, right?
Oh
So,
yeah.
it's got to be something that's got to be pretty special. The team is very essence of the world of the word team. Yeah. So,
They know what work together means. You know,
right,
they do know very very well.
right. Somebody's unhacked your account.
That's my brother James. He don't know
Okay.
he's at hog. Yeah, so James is logged in into hog addiction.
Yeah, I see that. I was like, "How you on there, man?" So, anyway, so how many people do you have like total? You got like 10, 15 people total on your team?
So at Hogs for the Cause, we had about 25 people.
About 25. Okay. Have they cooked
25
with
people.
you? Have they cooked with you in the past at Hogs for a Cause?
Not everybody. Not
Okay.
everybody. Jenna was a a celebrity guest. So was Mr. Peter. We had some other people that were I call them celebrity guests because man, if they know what they're getting into it beforehand, they wouldn't come. I work these people to death.
I got you. Hey, you show up, we're gonna put you to work. That's cool.
That's
That's
right.
cool. That is so good, man. So you go in, you placed top 10 and everything. What were your top calls? You said you had a first place in pork belly. How
Pork
did you
Paris. Pork
pork
Paris was our
parade?
first place. We had a
How
second place shoulder,
oh,
which is a
second
pulled
shoulder.
pork, and we
Okay.
had a seventh place in hog, and
Seventh
then
in
tenth
hog
place in ribs.
and 10th in ribs. Okay,
hmm
very good. And then that was
So
enough points to get you the grand champion.
I think I think it was. I think they let us win with that.
That's
Let me
it.
just say it.
That's it.
I think we
Awesome.
were the only team that placed on all four. I think
Oh,
one team
wow.
placed on two. Yes. There's now you got to think there's 90 teams.
Right, right.
I think there was sign up 95 teams, but 90 turn out to come and cook.
Who was reserve? Do they give a reserve or how does that work?
Yeah, I think it was Pork Belly Cartel.
Okay. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. So we had a good run in Hogs for the Cause before COVID started. Of course, it didn't happen. Then we came in with a reserve, and then we came in after that with a grand, and then a grand again.
Right.
Uh, so
Man, that is outstanding. And for such a good cause. I mean, to raise that's, you think about it, $3.6 million. Man, and that was 90. Did all 90 teams raise money? So you,
yes,
you do the math on that. 90 teams raised $3.6 million. That is a lot of money to raise. And how long? When did y'all start raising the money? I know you was on the show in January. Did you
yep.
start prior to that, or is it January to March? How does that work?
That's basically when we started. That's when I talked to you is when our account actually went live
Okay.
and we get things going now. That doesn't mean that we didn't have any checks ready, written to Hogs for the Cause and things like that, or
Right.
talk to people in the background and say, hey, look, when our link goes live,
Be
y'all
ready.
donate it. We do an event in Gaston, Alabama that is for children, abused children prevention, and we
Right.
go in there and our team goes and tend to their VIP tent, and they will
Okay.
raise a ton of money. And what they do, we don't charge them, but what they do is they'll share uh, a donation towards Hogs for the Cause every year.
That's
And
awesome.
yeah, and so it's just one thing feeds into the other.
Right.
These great organizations, you don't have to start anything new. You can just work together in partnerships and networking. Man, you can do a lot of great things together.
Yeah. Yeah. You get big corporations in and stuff like that. Feed the big wigs, and get everybody
Oh yeah.
happy. And, I mean, and it's a good cause for them. So, man, that is really awesome that y'all do stuff like this. How long has Hogs for the Cause been going on?
Since 2009. This was actually
2009.
15-year anniversary of Hogs for the Cause.
Wow.
2009, the first contest, it was one pig being cooked, one great big goal, and the heart of these two guys, Renee. I say Renee, two guys, Zandy, Renee, and Becker Hall. These guys have not changed. They have been the same. They stuck with it, and and their level of love for the community and all these kids and the amount of things that they do. Uh, they got a house of hogs now going in, and a lot. Know this, Mike, that the money is spread through all over the country. It's not
Okay.
only in Louisiana; it
Okay.
goes everywhere in the country. If you know of anyone in need, You tell them to reach out to Hogs for the Cause. That's what's for. The money is designated for children, and it will happen quick. And
Wow.
so the Hogs House, they had one built, and now they're in the process in Children's Hospital, at Children's Hospital facility. They're building a house. And so what that does is when families come in, it allows them to stay there near
Right.
and don't have to go far, and it's all
Hotel.
covered,
Right.
all expenses paid for.
Right.
Uh, the new Hogs for the new Hogs house that's being built right now, it's a $2.6 million project, and it's fully already paid for, and it's underway, and it's just gonna. I mean, can you imagine the impact that's gonna cause?
Oh yeah.
And
That
it's
is
and it's
awesome.
just a bunch of barbecue guys doing what they love to do, but
Right.
for a very very specific uh, cause,
Cause.
with a
Yeah.
lot of purpose.
Yeah.
So.
Man, that is absolutely awesome. Golly, that is awesome. I mean, we always see the barbecue community coming together. Look at Operation Barbecue Relief and what they've done. You
Oh
know,
yeah.
it's same type deal. I mean, they just get in there and cook like crazy and serve meals to people in need. And, now here's another thing barbecue guys coming together to raise money for kids with cancer. So let's see Columbus Bradley team effort, passion, and purpose with the hardest working team leader in the game, Marcio. There you go. So, yeah, it's Columbia. So, or
He's
Columbus Bradley.
biased.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
biased. He's
he's
our
biased.
teammate. I'm gonna say this. I pointed right back to him. CJ, what we call him. Man, that's a hard worker, son of a gun, right there. He never stops, and I tell you, Mike, we're finished building the box. He will kick me out of the trailer and sit because that trailer is. I mean, there's barbecue sauce probably spilled everywhere on the cabinets, and
Right,
and he'll tell us, y'all out. I'm cleaning for the next box, and
right,
that's a true statement. He's a great asset to our team. Uh, my teammates are the best ever. When I
right. That
say
is
that I
awesome.
cannot go anywhere without them or do anything, it's a statement.
That is awesome. That is awesome. Wow. Has anybody got any questions for Marcio? I mean, it's a pretty neat deal what they do, and the Hogs for the Cause. I mean, just the whole thing is just to me phenomenal. If anybody's got any questions, pop them up. We'll be glad to ask him. And
I seen Alan on the feed. Boar's Night Out is one of our partners that every year, man, there never cease to amaze me how much they support us and how much they just come in with anything I need. Alan and Eric from Boar's Night Out, my gosh, they're incredible. We do a corn down there that's has white lightning on it, and we can't get away from it because
right,
it's a hit. And
right.
so they support us financially and send us rubs, and Alan and Eric is just family.
Yeah, awesome. All right, Terry wants to know what is all turned in for judging. So, and was that the 10 things you was talking about just a minute ago? Something with mayonnaise, something with bacon,
Yep,
ribs. Okay, okay.
wings, yeah, ribs,
Wings.
wings, whole hog, and pork puree is one of the dishes that, man, we don't know. You don't know, a lot
Right,
of times with that many teams, what's going to strike. I'm
right,
going to tell you right now, we thought we had the best hog box we ever built ever, and we
right.
get seventh place.
Yeah,
And uh, but being on top 10 is what it counts, and it's
right.
hard to be on top 10 at
Yeah,
Hogs for the Cause
especially
because
90 teams. That's a lot of
don't
teams.
don't underestimate any of those teams out there. They'll come in and kick your butt.
Yeah, yeah.
So.
Well, Alan said, "Thank you, love you, man. Awesome job, y'all do." So, okay, let's see. Gordon wants to know what's your team cooking on, type and brand of cooker. So, what do you cook your hog on, and then what are you cooking like your ribs and your pork and all that stuff? What are you cooking on?
We're Old Hickory Pits. We've
Okay,
been with Old Hickory Pits since probably 2017 when we start cooking on Old Hickory, and it's hard to leave Old Hickory, man.
right,
The consistency that those pits give us, and of course, they don't work alone. We use B&B charcoal, and
right,
man, it's just a great combination. It has worked for us. We learn how to master those pits in a way which works for us. It's you know, if you haven't cooked in one, you better get you one.
I,
Now,
s- I
it's
s-
not for everybody. Some folks out there have tried and they don't like it, and they go to another way of cooking. I say cook whatever fits your style of
Cooking
cooking
style.
and what works for you. Yeah,
Yeah, I got a chance to see them at the American Royal. I guess they dropped them off for everybody, and man, those smokers were just absolutely amazing. So let's see, Terry around Boar's Night Out guys are awesome people. Amen, brother. I
that's
100%
right.
agree with you. They do a
They're
lot.
incredible people.
They are awesome. There are quite a few first year teams that walk. Yeah, that's cool. Okay.
Yeah, so don't come in there thinking you're gonna come in there. First year team beat us in shoulder.
Wow.
Yeah, so
Wow.
you know how competition is, Mike.
Oh yeah.
You cook all the time, so
Yeah. Yeah. You never take anybody for granted nowadays because everybody's turning out to be a good cook. So
yeah. And I love that. I love the fact that Hogs for the Cause does have that kind of opportunity of everyone to come in and cook. You know,
right.
they do have a cutoff, and it goes out within 10 minutes to sign up. You know, it opens up to everyone to just get out there. I do believe this, Mike, and you know this very well. A lot of times, what separates us that cook all the time and a great team on the backyard is they just have not come to cook against us.
Right.
And when they do show up, we embarrass ourselves
Yeah.
because they do cook well. You
Yeah.
know.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Wow. Well, buddy, I tell you what, we're certainly proud of you. And we're going to get you back on here next year when you're trying to raise money again to get the awareness out
January,
there.
I got the date.
Yeah, January, we're going to get you in. So you just peg me and let me know. And we will definitely plug you and get you on and direct people over to our podcast where you can kind of let them know what it's about and use it for your fundraising in any way, shape, or form. So, um,
Absolutely.
anyway, well, man, congratulations. Huge weekend. Great calls. Have you got anybody that you want to thank?
I've got plenty of people. I saw KB's Outdoor Kitchen, Caden Blake. I don't know if you know, you met Caden before.
Yeah.
Caden cooked with us. This is one of the greatest things about Hogs for the Cause. Caden came in and he bounced in between us and James Cruz Stent. And James and I had a conversation and I said, James, we have a job and we're going to make sure that Caden has the best weekend ever. You know,
Right.
Caden is also a recipient of a grant from Hogs for the Cause. You know, that tells you some
Right.
about how they do things and they back you up on anything you need. And so Caden has struggled with a lot of different things in his life, and he's 14 years old, has an attitude that can beat me and you on a daily basis.
Right.
You know, he's grateful for anything he's got, never complains,
Right.
cooks with
Right.
us, you know. Um, what to thank? I like to first and foremost thank God for the opportunity to be back at Hogs for the Cause. Our teammate down there safe and sound. We had a great weekend. Seems like everyone else also had a great weekend, and God allowed us for that to happen. It was a
Absolutely.
huge blessing. You know, my team, second, you know, my wife, my team, and man, I can't say enough of my team.
Right.
You
They're
know, I
good
think
company.
everyone, no, I think everyone would dream of a team like this. They're incredible. They're super talented. They do not complain. Sometimes I'm really hard on them and they know, and it's because I'm pushing them to be the best that there is.
Right.
Because I tell CJ sometimes, I say, CJ is not the blind leading the blind. If I lead you to a hole, I'm right there to get you out.
That's right. I love that.
So
Uh,
I'd like to thank B&B Charcoal. They always support us, you know, building, keeping our fires hot. Compart Family Farms, Lottie's Pepper Jelly, Old Hickory Pits. Man, we couldn't do without them. White Lightning, Hank's Barbecue Products. We use them. Troy Long. It's another Dirty South Products. And Jeff with Jones Kill. He has become one of our newest partners. We've been using it. And man, and Gunther Wilhelm Knives. I'm telling you, David
absolutely.
is a huge supporter.
He is.
Always backing us up on anything. I mean, you know, David, he's
Oh,
just
yeah.
incredible.
Yeah.
So, and then Mike,
100%.
you know, I'd like to thank you. It all started here. You're always generous. You brought us in the show, brought our team in here to share, help us fundraise, and I couldn't thank you enough for that. And here again, you know, you're helping us spread the word about Hogs for the Cause, what the purpose is. I really
Right.
thank you for that. I think you're a huge ambassador for our barbecue. I've said this and I repeat it. I think you changed the way barbecue is done with your Champs Academy, the way uh, these classes are giving people the opportunity to learn and shave off many, many years of their, learning
Learning.
curves. It's just an incredible program you got, and it's huge. I've recommended people to it, and I'll continue to say, go get a class from Champs Academy because it works. I don't get paid by Mike. I just appreciate Mike
Yeah.
being a great ambassador. And with all honesty, if we love barbecue, you have to be an ambassador because otherwise it will die.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so,
I appreciate that. That means a
yeah,
lot. It really does. Thanks so much. Yeah. And it was exactly it. I mean, it was almost, let's see, 2019, 1920, almost 4 years ago. June will be 4 years. And, I didn't want to see barbecue and steak die. I wanted to see this sport grow because I loved it and I didn't want it to die off. I wanted to do things to help it grow. And, I just, I don't know. I was wanting to do something for barbecue. I didn't know exactly what it was. But man, we have definitely changed the landscape on the amount of classes and things that have been sold in barbecue and steak, and it's just gratifying seeing new cooks going out there right off the get go, and they're posting and sharing it and hashtagging us and letting us know, hey man, I did this and we did that, and thanks so much, and giving us shout outs. Because to me, that's the most rewarding part of it at all is when I can see a team go out there and they get that top 10 call in their first, second, third, fourth competition, which, yeah, more than likely that probably never would have happened in today's time because the learning curve is pretty big and it knocks off 2 or 3 years off that learning curve right off the get go. And it's really good to see. I think barbecue is about as strong as it's been in a really, really long time. And I'm glad to see it's growing. I don't know if we've had a huge part in it. I know we've sold a lot of classes and we've helped a lot of people. I'd like to think it, but it's more than just that. It's just people are passionate about barbecue. Barbecue USA, I think, is doing really good things. I talked to those guys when they was down in Bow Bridge. I think they're bringing awareness to barbecue and what it's about. And I'm hoping, there's about 700,000 people that watch each one of them episodes. And, I'm hoping that's going to help. And I don't know. I just think that is a big, big part of it. And not only barbecue, but steak. Because, man, we love the steak community as well. And, Jana Mays, I mean, here we go. Learned so much. He's one of our customers. Gordon, Mike Steele is a home run with barbecue. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. I mean, he has taken many classes. Let's see what Alan says. Mike, thank you for your knowledge. Acknowledge the seasoned barbecue cooks, but the ones in the backyard that are stepping out and showing their talent. Absolutely. And that's what we're seeing. I'm seeing a lot of first time cooks that are going there and that are, going to competitions and they think they're going to do pretty good and they get beat up. They come around, they asking questions after about the second competition. Like, look, man, everybody will kind of help you and give you some guidance. But if you really want the real deal stuff where you can see, you can't just give somebody a couple of guidance, do this, do that, and they're going to get anything. It'll help them. But to be able to go in the privacy of your home and watch the videos over and over and over, and you learn the techniques and you learn the recipes and you learn the cooking process, that to me is what is changing the game. And, these guys are going out and they're doing good. And some of them are backyard guys that are, man, I can name at least 15 or 20 that I know of in the last year that are just, they're getting out, they're backyard people and they're taking classes and they're getting out, man, they're competing and they're tough, I mean, they show up now and it's like, yeah, it's, you better watch out because these guys can beat you as well.
that's
So,
right.
and all of our barbecue pit masters and all of our steak grill masters that have given their time of coming in here and, sharing all that information. Here's one right here, chicken fried barbecue, Mr. Bill Purvis. I mean, this guy's been on fire. And he came in, shot his class, and man, he's been selling quite a few classes here lately. And then we see some of the results in our private forums that we have. Man, people are posting all the time, like, man, I'm killing it, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Thank you so much. And that to me is where the rewarding part really does come in. So, but I
I've
appreciate.
I've I've called it out many times, and I say it. It's it was an idea that you had, and I'm telling you, you nailed it. It's definitely a great asset for the barbecue community, steak community. I see Jody Davis saying over there, about how much he learned, and he's a
Yeah.
steak guy.
Right.
Uh,
Right.
and so it's Barbecue Champs Academy. If you're listening, and you want to up your game, get on with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Peter says we need to get you in here for a whole hog class. That's for sure. We've been trying to get Mark in here for a while, so I don't know. It's just the logistics of getting all this stuff scheduled and everything else. Sometimes it's quite a feat to get pull these things off. It's 2 days. People don't realize they think, we'll come in here in an hour or two and it'll be done.
a whole
No,
hog class, it's going to be a thirty
that's
hour
yeah.
plus video that someone has to watch.
Yeah. So
It's
it's the barbecue part of it alone. I mean, our first day of filming is usually 7 to 8 hours, and day two is typically 12 hours on day two. And even the hot and
wow.
fast guy. I remember Bill came in. Man, I cook hot and fast. I was like, yeah, it's still a long day. Even
Oh yeah.
I think on Bill's class we started at 7 that morning and we finished about 6:30, 7 o'clock that afternoon. So
Wow.
it's just it's thorough, it's in depth, it's a lot of stuff. I try not to miss anything, and it's fun. It really is, and we won a grand champion because of barbecue champs. There you go. Thank you, Merv. Man,
There it is.
I mean, we
Well,
just
there's an example. By God,
yeah,
take the class. Don't quit
yeah,
beating yourself up.
yeah. So
Save some money. It's
that
expensive to cook barbecue.
you ain't kidding. Not only have I learned a ton.
Put the money where it needs to go.
Yeah. Yeah, here's
So
Gordon. Not only have I learned a ton from Barbecue Champs Credit, but it led me to meet some of the finest people in the world through steak and barbecue. Amen, brother.
there you go.
Amen. I mean, it is more to it than that. And I think that's where the whole barbecue family, as we call it, the steak people call it the steak family. Man, it is some of the best people in the world. And I love it. I just love being around people. I'm a people person. And, I'm glad it's growing. Let's just put it that way. I'm glad it's growing. So, Jan, I got my first RGC ever, KCBS, thanks to the classes. So there you go. Thank you, Jana. And we get a
There you
lot of
go.
that, and it's just really rewarding and gratifying. So, man, look, I'm so happy for you. You've definitely got a spot back here in January. You shoot me the message and you let me know when you want to get on,
Awesome.
and you're here, brother. Congratulations. Thank you for what you've done and your entire team. I'm thanking you, but I'm thanking the entire team, right? Because
Yes, that's right.
there's no I in team, and it's everybody. And congratulations to all of your team to get back-to-back grand champions at Hogs for Cause. Hey, I don't think you said nobody's done a three-peat, so let's get the three-peat for
Hey,
next
let's go
year.
for the
So
third one, right?
yeah, let's get the
So
three-peat. So
before I wrap it up, Mike, I'd like to thank you, and I want to say this. Behind me is Hendrix, and Hendrix and his family could use a lot of your prayers and support. If you're listening, continue to pray for them, for their strength, for things to line up, and God to provide a blessing to them, and continue to on this journey that they're fighting. And
uh-oh, he locked up on us, Marcio. Hold on just 1 second, folks. We'll get him back. His signal locked up. So, yep,
you
there you
there?
go. There we go.
Okay.
Good deal.
So Caden, prayers for him and his family as well. His mother travels him all over the country. Sometimes we'll fly him in to compete with us for his
Yeah,
passion and love of barbecue. And he's also has a lot of things that he's trying to overcome.
yeah,
So if you help us and supporting them and always sending love and prayers to him, I would
that's right.
appreciate you. Uh,
Absolutely.
and thank you,
Absolutely.
Mike, for having me on the show. My team
Absolutely.
and I are very thankful for you and your support.
Absolutely, brother. Anytime. Anytime. God bless you and what you're doing and for such a great cause. And I love you dearly for that, man. It takes a lot to get out there and do that. And y'all are taking the time to do it. So we really do appreciate it. I hope everybody's enjoyed our show. It's for a great cause. We wanted to give Marcio the recognition that he needed for winning something like that, and just to bring more awareness to Hogs for the Cause. be thinking about that. Be praying for it. Maybe be trying to set a little money aside next year, come January, when he opens up his fundraising page. And he raised $50,000 this year. Let's see if we can get him to $75,000 next year. So,
There you
anyway,
go.
big ambitions. Come on, man. Go big or go home, right?
Let's
So
go.
let's do it. Let's do it. I hope everybody's enjoyed our show. Marcio, once again, thank you. Thank you for being here tonight and joining us and telling us a little bit about everything. It brings a little awareness of what it's all about. It's hard to understand all that when it's a once a year deal, and a lot of people may not go to it. But thank you for sharing that with us. And I hope everybody's enjoyed it. Please enjoy the rest of your week out there. Be safe. And if you're out there cooking, like we always say, go out there, have a lot of